Oh god, I'm shocked we came back in once again. Shut out the video. One Punch Man, the webcomic. 142 came out to, I believe yesterday. Yes. Yesterday. I was browsing the Twitter after I uploaded that out video. Was like, wait, new chapter. Let's go. I've been waiting decades, centuries, eons for this chapter to come out. But for a quick update, Child Emperor is investigating these brand new monsters. The Neo heroes are continuously put on the brand new exosuits, even to the point where Moomin Rider, our hero, has turned to the dark side. He's also put on the suit, while Metal Bat has met the president of the Neo heroes, as in Mr. Fuzzy Wuzzy Man, and they was planning on forcefully cybernizing him until Fudgy showed him. Say, what are you guys doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? We also found that the number one hero at the Neo heroes, what was his name? Actually, what? Boss, wait a minute. I know his name. I know his name. Ugh. How could I forget? Blue, the number one guy over the Neo heroes, is the son of Blast, and we haven't found out too much in the webcomic wise of what Blast has been up to. And besides not, Super out of the Dark Side, allowed as Child Emperor, has turned over to the Neo heroes, the second hero hero organization aside from the Hero Association, and recently. Genos' father figure and lead scientist in the Genos cybernetic program, Dr. Casino, has been killed by the God Machine series, or in the manga they call it the G series, similar to G4, G5, but in the webcomic they call it Machine Gods. And it's all been framed that it all has been framed that Meta Knight is going ballistic. Even recently, Drive Knight had mentioned that. And now, the last shot from the last chapter was a series of robots invading a city. Well, let's get into this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into this. One Punch Man, 142. We see just a laser beam crawl across a building. A crow sees it, he flies away as it explodes. And people are like, what's happening? People are panicking. People trying to get the grandmother out of there, run. You see the robots marching down the street. People are panicking. People are losing their minds. More explosions, more things getting blown up. They're starting to look like Power Rangers. More explosions. Cars flying over the place. The machines are just blowing things up. They're just going ballistic. And then they see somebody standing in front of them. And it's the upgraded Genos, who slams down from the ground. He speeds, looks forward, and just start punching, annihilating, blows things up, just destroying the robots left and right. They can't stop him. He thinks too much. There's too much power. And we get one of the best shots of Genos, arguably webcomic and manga wise, where he destroys all the machines, and they all blew up behind him as he punches his hand through another machine. It's amazing, and it explodes behind him like this is Power Rangers. I love it. And then the smoking ass, and he sees somebody in the fog. Genos turns 180, throws the punch, and they say Tama, and he miss. And Genos say Tama's like, man, you're strong, Genos. Casino's final upgrade was a total success. Wow. Just like Sensei. So say Thomas says, hey, you take care of the guys in the city. I'm gonna go after I'm going after Meta Knight. And Genos gives him a death stare. And so Thomas like, never mind. I got this. You better be careful out there. And then Genos blasts off forward. He's going a million miles a minute. He sees a monster on top of a building. And Genos says to himself, a monster, not just robot soldiers, but monsters too. I knew it. Meta Knight also had a number of modified bioweapons hidden up underneath his sleeves. And he obliterates the monster, and Genos says, unforgivable, and he continued to blast off towards Meta Knight location. And that is the chapter, 17 pages. Yeah, I believe that's the only chapter for this week, as I believe. I believe so. Wait a minute, gotta make sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, yeah, that was it. And for the chapter, it was short, it was sweet, it was amazing. It's like a slice of red velvet. It's fantastic. It was great. We're gonna see Genos go absolutely ballistic like an animal. Like this is a rampage. I thought what he did to Machine Gods were bad, but after this upgrade, Genos, like he hasn't used Incinerate or anything. This is just hand to hand, just beating them and ripping them to shreds, hand to hand. Ugh. I should have put this in earlier and say spoilers. Spoilers. That's what I should have did. Spoilers. Ugh. The webcomic at least like 3 to 4 years still ahead of the webcomic still. So, but boy, this is Genos is, and then like said Thomas like, hey, you take care of the guys, the random guys in the city. I'm gonna go after Meta Knight. It just looks at him. He's just like, never mind. I got it. You better be careful out there, Billy. But we get into the nitty-gritties and the theories, everything. I don't believe it's Meta Knight at all. But who I do believe it is Senior Drive. And somebody say why it's not, because everybody been saying it's been pulling those Drive Knight, Meta Knight. Even Drive Knight is throwing this man on the bus. Everybody seems like, well, you know, I like the fact even the manga recently and the webcomic, they both showed up that hey, the Hero Association are capturing monsters, which pertains to what happened to Nian. And why would it be far-fetched for Meta Knight enhance monsters to throw him out? Well, really, it's not really his forte. For everything that we've seen and heard of Meta Knight, he's a very isolated, paranoid man, and the only thing he believes and trusts in are machines. Purely machines. We've never seen one single cybernetic thing out of Meta Knight. Not one. And I'm supposed to believe the entire time we've known him, even the security for the New Hero Association headquarters, not one cybernetic monster, not one. But now they're starting to show up back to back. And is Meta Knight really? Even with the brand new machines, right? It's not like Meta Knight is not the type of person who would say, you know what, forget it. Let's forget it. The meteor destroys the city, it destroys the city. But currently, the robots are just blowing up the cities for no real reason. Which ironically comes after the Monster Association and G5 when the Machine Gods analyze one of Meta Knight's drones. Strange coincidence, isn't it? Another case for this is, sure, he did want to just obliterate the Monster Association and not save the kid and just blow it up, but there was no type of civilians there. Similar to how back when, well, yeah, it was the meteor corridor at City Z before it's obliterated, before the mosquito thing. No, this was afterwards. It was somewhere along season 1. There was nobody really left there. And if you're going to throw Meta Knight on the bus, and I guess Tatsumaki blasting, I don't know, but Tatsumaki, Atomic Samurai, and everybody else is guilty as well, because that was the only one who tried to. They also did not show up. Besides from Single Fame and Genos, nobody showed up to save that city. At least Meta Knight tried. And then he left and said, oh, too bad. But you know, he took over Boro's ship, and he could have had Boro's body, he could be experimenting on it. Besides from the technology in the ship, it's just like we've seen no signs of Meta Knight ever do anything with cybernetics at all. But strangely enough, there are 2 individuals who checks out, who love to do things such as genetic mutation and cybernetic enhancement, and that is Dr. Casino, and with the genetic enhancements, Dr. Genos. Now, if you've seen one of my other One Punch Man videos, it's a long-term theory that I believe that Meta Knight, Dr. Genos, and Dr. Casino used to be a part of a team or worked together on some project that potentially created the Max Cyborg and this whole recent deorganization problem. All this, like all the evidence and stuff, it doesn't make any sense at all. Like it just doesn't. And also, who's going to go through the records of Dr. Casino's lab and get those records of Saitama? The organization. Like everything we've seen Meta Knight does, he has cameras, and that's it. He don't use any cybernetic enhancements. And then when he does unleash some type of massive force, it's usually just to obliterate the force outright. Like Meta Knight, his forte is not to destroy seeds or burn things to the ground. It's just not. It's not in him. It's just not. But who is in them? Who's the one who also is back in the front of the Neo Heroes? Who's also the ones who watched Drive Knight walk away with a demon class, a dragon class monster? Well, of course, similar to G5, who we never got identification on. I think it's the organization behind this entire thing and the Neo Heroes. Now I don't know if the Neo Heroes I don't know if Fudgy's good or Blue is gonna they're gonna fuse together into some type of super corporation or continue as two separate entities. But as the way it is now, the two cyborgs should jump Meta Knight. The battle suits that are upgraded from the one from Hammerhead from early in season 1, and everything else all ties back to the organization. The group of two cyborgs, G5 and the also another thing, the G5s and the machine gods, they've always been collecting data, always, 24/7. Similar to how Drive Knight is quote unquote. Well, he was investigating, and then he went off the radar, and then he came back up, and then he done. Also, ironically, can you name any other S-class hero that has captured somebody alive? Even the pure prisoner OVA, he killed him. Like seriously, you can't name one other hero who has captured a monster alive. But Drive Knight just so happened that he does? No one thinks twice, no one says anything. There's been a few theories going back and forth. I know Zoan is another channel who also believes in the whole Drive Knight is the one behind this whole thing. But I think it goes deeper than that. I think the whole murder of Dr. Casino wasn't random. I don't think, well, they just showed up and, they just wanted to kill him. It was done on purpose. And it had a bigger purpose than just, frame Meta Knight as some type of Rampage savage. It has a bigger purpose than that. It really does. Because so far, Drive Knight pretty much done nothing. It's not his forte or his MO, just, I don't know. He's very behind the scenes. He's very distant from everybody, especially as a X-class hero. He's more elusive than Blast in ways. Well, webcomic-wise, of course. And it really ties back to Drive Knight, on which I theorize that Meta Knight had involvement, along with Dr. Casino and Dr. Genos, in creating the Mad Cyborg. Because isn't it ironic that both Genos and Drive Knights both carry around a suitcase that does similar things? It gave Genos his arm to upgrade the attempt to bring down the meteor, and Drive Knight got his entire tactical changing box. Interesting, isn't it? Similar to how in the webcomic, in the manga, Drive Knight and Genos confused without any type of problems, and used Genos' power core. No different from how Drive Knight also took a piece of Sairochi back when Psychos and Orochi fused together. And this is all coincidence. Similar to how the upgraded suits that the Hammerhead and his crew has. Well, no, it's a coincidence that Hammerhead was last seen with two individuals that work for the organization, and the next time we see Mr. Hammerhead, he no longer has a suit. And once he said he stole them, and I forgot. You heard it when one of the previous One Punch videos. He stole the suit for some group. We never got a name of the group. He stole them. They collected battle data, and the organization shows them. Next thing you know, Hammerhead out there in jail. So I don't know. Drive Knight's guilty. All right, he's guilty. And now Genos is flying over to Meta Knight. Also, another thing, right? You create a false hero organization. You get the public divided on the hero association. The entire public, especially let's say Tom out there joining up the B-class heroes. Hey, we deserve better names. We get everybody divided. We take out one of the strongest militaristic forces in Meta Knight. Because the hero association, sure, you got a lot of S-class heroes, but they're not like an army force. Like if Boris had like actual troops, if that was just all demon level, he'll do a lot of damage over a period of time. Sure, you got guys like Atomic Samurai Blast. You got guys like Atomic Samurai Bang and Bomb, and all of them. Sure, they can take a lot, but after a certain time period, it's gonna backfire. But besides from Meta Knight, there's nobody else inside the Hero Association that got a big, massive army just ready to go. Of which Drive Knights never did explain why he is the only person, manga and webcomic wise, he knows his information. How did he obtain this information? Now, how come the executives of the Hero Association aren't concerned that Meta Knight got an entire army that he could just, he just get hit with some of that gamma radiation, he just goes mad, and they have no concern in the world over this man? Just none. But Drive Knight is innocent. All I gotta say is, it seems like things that really are heating up. Whatever these imitation Drive Knight, Meta Knight drones are, apparently they're going ballistic. Their explosions are real. The Power Rangers are real. But this is this is a solid chapter. It really is, because it's just the Meta Knight thing. It doesn't make any sense. It's not his MO. But it was the organization pretending to be Meta Knight. If it was the organization who was known to fix on cyborgs, creating cyborgs and hand monsters, that fit. They're using the Hero Association, capturing monsters alive as a scapegoat to say, well, you know, if they got him, why can't we? It's just, it all connects as a piece of a bigger plan. They check out the Hero Association, and when the Hero Association is done, the military aren't doing anything. They're not doing nothing. They're just not. They just don't got it. They just don't. And especially since the organization could be having an extremely large force. Get the Hero Association out of the way. There's nobody to really stop you. At all. So, this could be one of the greatest world domination plans we've ever seen to date. I would have to say it does feel good. Let's talk about One Punch Man again. It really does. It really does. Connecting all the dots and everything. It's the damn Drive Knight in the organization. It really, especially since the whole Mad Cyborg plot is still alive. And it seems like that Genos and Drive Knight both got similar technology. And how it was kind of confirmed that Drive Knight actually does have a face on that mask. Look, man, look. I'm gonna say he's guilty. If you guys need more evidence to prove that, hey, you know, it's just maybe the organization are different. Maybe they don't control Neo Heroes. Then why they forcibly cybernizing people? I'm pretty sure they just killed off Moon Rider because no, Moon Rider and Shiryu. Because I'm pretty sure there's a fail-safe in the battlesuit to automatically convert them into a cyborg, which is why they heavily pushing the whole battlesuit thing. Blast Sun, energy manipulation might be able to save them. But a decent portion of your organization is already cyborgs. Now, how deep it goes into Neo Heroes, I'm pretty sure Fudgy is corrupted. Hey, look, it is what it is. He's going downtown, but he's just. And the only reason he stopped those two, if Metal Bat would have went ballistic, because there was no way they're gonna capture this man. That happened. If he would have nutted up, yeah, it's just like it's bad PR. It really is. Meta Knight joined the Neo Heroes. Not Meta Knight. Metal Bat joins the Neo Heroes, and next thing you know, he's gone. I know it's bad PR. I think he's just trying to save face and pretend like he's not. Well, we're not the Neo Heroes aren't like this. We don't forcibly cyberdize people. What are you doing? I'm not doing nothing. And they scattered like roaches. I think Fudgy. I don't know. Fudgy's a rat. Now everybody else, like the girl who was talking to Kid Emperor, or Exhale, or Riding, I don't know. That's why I believe those power suits they got is going to automatically convert them to cyborgs. As far as we know, we haven't seen no one cut it off or take it off. And you have monsters attacking everything. You have an entire strong-willed force of individuals who's being automatically cybernized if they're not already cybernetically enhanced already. And we have an entire Drive Knight imitation force, not including the fact we still don't even know who are like the big main figures of the organization. That is a massive, overwhelming force. Massive. It's like if the Kree or the Skrulls was just chose to invade. And actually, it really is like the Skrulls incidents. But instead of infiltrating the Avengers, they make an entire opposing force to the Avengers, and then overwhelm them, turn the public against them, and destroy them from the outside in. And they have, oh, you know, you could join our side. Yeah, of course. We're all friendly and nice and everything. But I cannot wait. Genos versus the Mats. I can't wait for the next chapter. I gotta see Meta Knight's explanation to Genos, because he's going to spill the beans. Now, how far Genos can get, I don't know, because we haven't seen the main Meta Knight body ever fight. We've never seen this, but it has to be something stronger than what Child Emperor has that we've seen inside the Monster Association of manga. Why? It's because Meta Knight was fully aware of it, that it exists. And Kid Emperor's like, wait, you know what is this? Hey, you got a lot of years to grow up, kid. You got a lot of years to grow up, kid. You've been inspiring me this entire time. Borford he's an animal. But from everything we've seen, he's not as in with experiments, anything to do with cybernetics at all. It's like he went ballistic like Dr. Genos, just 100%. We can enhance humanity. For Meta Knight's case, hey, I trust the robots, and the robots are all I need. But I don't know. I think Genos could get pretty far into Meta Knight's facility, but it's just, I think the numbers are overwhelming. And that's if that Meta Knight just don't want to talk. But even then, right, if you get Genos and Meta Knight into the same place, could you easily set them up to kill each other, or potentially bomb the place and make it seem like, well, you know, Meta Knight just went ballistic and he tries to kill himself and blow himself up? Taking out two S-class heroes at once and a strong militaristic force for Drive Knight. Because if Drive Knight is a rat, if Drive Knight is also part of an organization, but I do believe he's a part of it, but he's like, if you keep it with like King and Omega, he's like the other Alkida Nico. He's his own rebel. He stands on his own. He got his own place at the table, independently, even though they all got the same goal. Why? Because he's the Mad Cyborg. But what would the Mad Cyborg get from this? If he already went on rampages to destroy the world at this point, hey, he could be that far at the deep end where it's just like, hey, I gotta destroy everything. And the fact that he's right on other people's noses, the fact that he can get away with it right in front of their face, it could be a thrill. It could be a part of the hunt. It would be like if Kraven dressed up as a superhero just to get closer to Spider-Man, just to destroy him and his friends from the inside out. It would be like Norman Osborn, but even more personal. You lied to me. You took away my trust. And you turned everybody against me. Just to destroy me? It was just the treachery, the backstabbing. It's a different level. If Drive Knight, if the Mad Cyborg is Drive Knight, and he's playing that type of game, it would be amazing. But I can't really line up who could save time on a fight, because currently the Neo Heroes are taking over the fighting the cybernetically enhanced monsters, and Child Emperor is investigating it. He's still collecting data out there in the field. But as far as you know, Child Emperor got turned into the new Meta Knight. It's just that he have a more social life. That'll be the only difference. Because I'm pretty sure the whole Neo Hero thing, bickering back and forth, will prove that maybe Meta Knight is not such a crazy madman after all. Maybe doing things by your own is a lot better than getting other people involved. Hey, always give yourself some type of leverage to enter and leave situations, which is what Meta Knight has. So, I want to say one thing. The old Hero Association took that blast from Boro's ship point blank range, and nobody was killed. Well, S-class heroes from that factor, but the building was still standing afterwards, if I'm correct. But I don't know. A lot of things could be happening. A lot of things could be happening right now. I don't know. I gotta admit, I do miss this type of One Punch Man talk. It's just, there's so much. And not the manga Meta Knight got a limit, but the comic Meta Knight, the manga Metal Bat has a limit. The webcomic Metal Bat, as far as you know, do not have the type of limit to him getting pumped up, getting juiced up, bro. I'm overdosing. So I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just and not going to affect that. How did the Hero Station make Metal Bat's bat? Cause that bat never broke. When the newer hero tried to make him one, it broke after the first hit. And that was before Metal Bat was even he was really pumped up, man. I'm juicing up, bro. I'm overdosing. So it's just like, what type of power does? It's like, what type of bat that's even in the wiki in the database, nobody knows what the bat is made out of. As far as I know, so it's just I don't know, man. Things are really going down. Things are really going down to Webcomic. This is, oh my goodness, the sweat is, boy, it is really going down. Genos just went on a ballistic rampage. He's an animal. He's juiced up. He needs to be arrested immediately. He's an animal, man. I don't know what to say, man. He's an animal. He's an animal. He's an animal. He needs to be arrested immediately. But yeah, that's everything that's going now. There have been no other chapter, really. I just had to check and make sure that there's nothing else. There's nothing else. That's everything. But this I don't know, it really is amazing to be back, baby. It's pretty amazing. It's amazing to be back. It really is amazing to cover One Punch Man again. It's just so many ways you can play it, so many in-depth lives, but I don't know, because I can't give you the answers as in, well, would Dr. Casino and Meta Knight and Dr. Genos all be a part of the same team? Because ironically enough, isn't it a coincidence that some of the top 3 scientists we've seen in One Punch Man, all of them isolate themselves from the world? Besides from Genos, Dr. Casino don't really get out much as far as me. No, as far as I myself recall, the same thing with Meta Knight and the exact same thing in Dr. Genos. The only difference is Dr. Genos is with his creation, he made his creation become a trend. And Dr. Casino found Genos, and it's just, even then, right, even brought up in the previous video, why did Dr. Casino upgrade Genos for? Because when he was dying, he was like, I'm sorry I got you involved with my whole revenge type thing, my whole plans. And he had never explained to Genos what he was talking about. Dr. Casino, what you hiding there, son? What are you hiding? I don't know, man. This is, ugh. So like I was telling some friends, like, One Punch Man at this point is more than just Saitama. Even though Saitama is the quote-unquote main character, it is not the only reason why people are reading One Punch Man. Like, this is like fantastic. I don't even know who it could be possible that Saitama don't get the major battle in this arc, but I don't know, man. Fuzzy Wuzzy. The Fuzz Man. I don't know, man. It could be a steroid mutant, man. It could be pushing the level, man. I don't know. And this is exactly why I got upset. Because God is not even a big factor in this arc. But they pushing it so heavily in the manga for no reason, which apparently is supposed to be a remake or remaster. I don't know what it is. But I know that Murata and One both make decisions. But I don't know. I don't know. Like, the redrawing thing is irritating. It really is. But can we never find out what happened with Super S afterwards? But maybe we'll be explaining like a bonus chapter in the volume. But I don't know, man. But it's really going down. Like this is there's a sense of euphoria. I'm overdosing. This it is. But let me ask WK, and what are your thoughts and theories? Do you believe that Meta Knight is guilty? What did they make Metal Bat's hammer out of? Who is Drive Knight, and do you believe he works on an organization? Or do you believe that the organization is playing everybody against everybody, and Drive Knight is just some innocent hero who's trying to warn you about Meta Knight, on which he's just paranoid of because of how distant he is to everybody else? While the Mad Cyborg is the real leader of the organization. And Drive Knight was just a red flag, a fall guy for the readers. But also, do you believe that Saitama will have a big fight this arc, or will it just be all on the back of Genos? Because Genos have been going ballistic in the recent chapter, especially this chapter. He done obliterated like all of them, and then struck a Power Ranger pose afterwards. He's an animal. He's an animal. Oh boy.